my next guests are making a splash with their sunny melodies and bittersweet lyrics. So wash-in reverb and lo-fi haze. They're the band called Alvvays. This is always spelled with two V's rather than a W, by the way. And while they're based in Toronto now, their roots lie on the east coast of Canada. Alvvays are composed of Cape Breton's Molly Rankin, yes, a descendant of the musical Rankin family, along with her childhood friend Carrie McClellan, and members of PEI's 2 Hours Traffic and the Danks. With production help from Chad Van Galen and Graham Walsh of Holy F, Alvvays have crafted, I think, a truly infectious debut album that's not only made them one of this country's most exciting up-and-coming bands, but also led them to receive a generous helping of buzz from the taste-making indie music press in the last couple of months. Alvvays will release that self-titled album next week on Tuesday, but before they do, they're here to give us a preview of it in Studio Q. Hello.
Hi.
It's great to have all you guys here.
Thank you. Our moms are very excited.
Thank you. Thank you. That's thrilling. Hello to all of the moms of the band Alvvays. You're going to start with a song. What song are you going to play?
Archie, Marry Me.
This is the song from their forthcoming self-titled debut record that comes out next week. This is Alvvays performing Archie, Marry Me. Yeah, live in Studio Q. That's the band Alvvays performing the song Archie, Marry Me. Come on over here, Molly. That's Molly Rankin on lead vocals and guitar. Alec O'Hanley on guitar and backing vocals. Carrie McClellan on keyboards and some backing vocals. Phil McIsaac on drums. Brian Murphy on bass. The new album is called Alvvays, their debut record. It comes out next Tuesday. Molly Rankin joining me here at the table. Nicely done.
Thanks.
So nice to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
So First of all, I mean, NME, BBC, NPR, Pitchfork. These are just like a few of the outlets that have called you a band to watch already. I mean, I don't know if you even heard Torquil Campbell, who's one of our Q columnists here, who's one of the co-lead singers of Stars, said that song that you just played was the song of the summer. What do you make of all this attention?
Our lives haven't really changed that much. It's nice to hear nice things. I don't really expect nice things, so it's a nice surprise. I don't really set myself up for disappointment, though. So,
are you? Well, I suppose you've just said it is a surprise. I mean, are you kind of blown away that NME? Like last week, NME said this is the record to look out for. I mean, this is in Britain, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's we had low expectations, never thinking that any of the songs would be on the radio. Realistically, so
now you're actually playing them on the radio.
I know.
How has your life not changed?
We still work our jobs. Brian fries bacon every morning. I just stopped cleaning toilets. I'm a server now. We just have,
You're working in a restaurant.
Yeah. We all have.
I love it. Well, that may change soon if things continue the way they are with this record. I mentioned you're related to the great Celtic music group, the Rankin family, which your father John Morris Rankin co-founded. How did that? I've got to think that shaped your relationship with music as a kid. Did it?
I think that there are some underlying Celtic melodies in the record. I think that those things don't really go away. But it's similar for a lot of people in Cape Breton. I think that there's, malls don't really exist. Not a whole lot of loft parties or movie theaters or anything like that. So you have to make your own fun.
Do you remember when you realized you were from this great musical tradition?
I think when we were little, we would go to our grandmother's, and when they would go and play on the Junos, and so we would watch the Junos. Them on the Junos, yeah.
And you
that
go,
was kind
there,
of cool.
there they are on the Junos, yeah. So
Yeah.
you had a sense even as a kid that you came from a famous family?
I think so, though it was very modest. My father was very scruffy and down to earth, and, he coached my brother's baseball team, and we had it wasn't super glamorous. We lived in the woods, so.
You started playing fiddle when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Taking fiddle lessons, in fact?
Yep.
Did you have a sense that you wanted that music was going to be something that inevitably would become your calling?
No. I thought I was going to be a veterinarian, but math wasn't really great for me, so I failed at a bunch of other things, and here I am.
So you really didn't think, even given the tradition of your family, that music was where the path you were going to take?
I don't think it was super encouraged. I think it's a really weird field to go into. I don't really consider it a field, but it's hard. And it was hard for them, and it's hard work.
And then you studied theater at university following
Yep.
high school. Tell me about what attracted you to theater?
We did a Mamma Mia play when I was in grade 11, which I wore a fat suit, which was amazing.
Were you Sophie?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I had so much fun. And then so we did another play when I was in grade 12, and then I really wanted to do it. But I sort of...
So you were singing.
I was singing.
You've been singing
that was
for a
when
long
I
time,
started
right.
to sing in front of people, when I did like my little audition or something for the part. But I was playing the fiddle up until then. Yeah.
And then you went to school, to university for theater.
Yeah, I went to Dal for a little bit.
Did you imagine a life in theater?
No, I think when I got there, I was kind of intimidated by... I kind of fell back in the back of the class. Like, theater people are very competitive.
It's intimidating,
and
for sure.
lovely,
theater
but,
school, yeah.
extroverts, and I was a bit intimidated by that. So I think it wasn't really my cup of tea.
So you left school after a short while to join the Rankins during a reunion tour in 2007. Tell me about that. What was that experience like for you, being then part of the Rankins all of a sudden?
I think I was more of like a little feature in their show. I wasn't like the new member. They had no intention of, placing me in empty slot. But
You were like Michael Jackson in
yeah,
the Jackson
yeah.
Band. They bring out the young one.
Yeah, exactly. I did like the 3 numbers, and then I, sat and ate catering or whatever. But yeah, it's nice to be on a tour bus and play in arenas where you're not setting up your own PA.
And Molly, at that point, did you sort of go, "Wow, this is cool. I could get used to this"?
I think so, but I didn't know what the other aspect of it was. Now I kind of prefer now. I have a greater understanding of just the rudimental aspects of playing. People would hand me a guitar, whereas now I'm screwing the bolt on before we go on.
Right, you're more hands-on involved in it. You released this solo EP in 2010, and at the time, when listening to this is more of a folk singer-songwriter vein. Tell me about the transition from that into this guitar pop sound that we hear with Alvvays.
Well, when we went to Calgary to record with Chad, it was still the idea.
Chad Van Galen.
Yeah, Chad Van Galen. Sorry. It was still very much like under my name, and then I think that the songs that Alec and I and Brian were making were more band oriented, and I didn't realize. And then Chad was like, "You guys are idiots. You guys are a band." And then we were like, "I think we are. I think we're a band."
So we have Chad to thank for really crystallizing the sound that we hear from Alvvays.
Yeah, he's like, "You should find a name."
You're also kind of and where did Alvvays come from then, when you had to find a name?
It's really hard because certain words have connotations of like every word is so. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but certain words have different things that you jump to when you see them, but always with kind of a blank slate and had some sentimental value. But yeah, there's also the feminine product. So
right, thank you. Yes,
yeah. If you didn't know,
all kinds of relationships to this word. So it's also kind of an East Coast supergroup. I mean, you've got your childhood friend Carrie from Cape Breton. You've also got Alec from 2 Hours Traffic. You got Phil and Brian from the Danks, 2 noted PEI bands. How did that all come together? I
was going to 2 Hours Traffic shows, and so is Carrie, and the Danks, and it's a small scene in the East Coast, and I just met Alec, and we had plans of him helping, to produce sort of what I was writing, and over the course of like maybe 2 years, it finally actually happened, and then we made the EP, and then everyone sort of migrated around the same time. We were sort of getting the long winters on PEI, and in Halifax were getting to us. I think we just wanted to change, so we all sort of came
to Toronto
together. Yeah.
I'm eager for you guys to play another song. I really have to say, I mean, you're very modest about all this, but you've made a record that really is resonating, and I'm really excited for this to come out next week and for you guys to get the kind of attention that you're already getting, but I'm sure you'll get a lot more. What kind of response have you had from your musical relatives?
I think they laugh. I think that's really funny for them. They're all so sweet. I mean,
what does Jimmy say? Jimmy Rankin.
I think Jimmy posted something on Facebook, maybe just like, "Hey, little Molly did this" or something, which is cute. But
right.
Loud guitars and a little bit of noise is probably pretty funny to them.
Well, it's really nice to have you here. What song are you going to play for us now?
Adult Diversion.
All right, you want to tell us anything about that?
Not really. I think maybe I'll just go over there and we'll start.
All right, head on over there. That's Molly Rankin. And the band is Alvvays. It's Molly, Alec, Carrie, Phil, and Brian. The self-titled debut record comes out next Tuesday. It's called Alvvays. Performing the song Adult Diversion. I think they're about set. This is Alvvays live in Studio Q.
Down to
Yes, making their national broadcast debut. I guess their continental broadcast debut. That's the band Alvvays from the east coast of Canada, now located in Toronto. Not that the East Coast is located in Toronto, but the band is. Performing the song Adult Diversion from their self-titled debut record that comes out next week. That's Molly Rankin, Alec O'Hanley, Carrie McClellan, Phil McIsaac, and Brian Murphy. I thought that went pretty well for your national broadcast debut. What'd you think?
Thanks, Jian.
Alec?
I had fun.
Way to go, you guys. So excited for you. Have a great trip with this record.
Thank you.
Alvvays, their self-titled debut record again comes out this coming Tuesday on Royal Mountain in Canada, Polyvinyl in the US. You can also stream it right now over at cbcmusic.ca, cbcmusic.ca. Catch Alvvays in Chicago, New York, at Guelph, Ontario's Hillside Music Festival in the coming weeks. We've linked to all their tour stops at our website, cbc.ca/Q. Alvvays have been with me here live in Studio Q.